O man, weigh our words. We're your elder brothers and sisters of tens of thousands of years' experience. Wherein thy soul perceives a ray of light, follow it in truth and not in words merely. It has been said of old, thou cannot serve both God and self. And many go about preaching this, but they themselves labour for self every day. To serve thy God is to work for others, especially the sick and helpless, and not for thyself. Your prayers and confessions to me are but a waste of your breath. There be such as preach for money, and withal are graduated from the colleges and called learned priests, but they have not yet learned to serve Mammon, save in words. I say unto you that a poor man, who cannot read a line, that goes into the house of the afflicted, giving what he has, and with a willing heart cleans the floor and garments of the bedridden, is more learned in my kingdoms than are these graduated preachers. The word, labour, or work is easily understood. Suffer not thyself to be deceived by them whose trade is preaching and praying. They profess to be labouring for the spiritual man, and according to the number of their converts, who are also taught words and prayers and confessions, instead of words, so are they called great workers unto the Lord. But I say unto thee, all these are but subterfuges of the self, to palm off for works. All such preachers and priests and converts are still tarrying in the mire of grade 1. Hear thou, and weigh the words of God in the balance, and be not blinded by the tricks of yourself. A preacher, receiving a good salary, gives half his money to the poor and the other half to the church, and his people say, "Oh, what a good man." And straightway they raise his salary, and they present him a good house, where he feasts scrumptiously every day, laughing in his sleeve. Now I say unto thee that that preacher contributed nothing to the poor. The money he gave away was not his, but the fruit of his hypocrisy. Because he practised not labour, but as a beggar and a vampire obtained his money not for work, but for the words, he was false before the Creator. To serve thy God, or to preach and practice the words of thy God, require not great oratory or education. I require not colleges to brace me up, nor preachers that serve not the Creator. One calleth out, "Come to God, make thy peace with the Lord." But he himself would not give up his bed to a poor sick woman. I say unto you, all such are either hypocrites or deceivers of their own souls. Except you use your own hands, and bend your back in practice, and in producing something in the world and contributing it unto others, you are none of mine, nor know the way to come to me, nor to make peace with me. It has been said of old, do unto others as thou desirest should be done unto you. Also to return good for evil, and to sell all thou hast and give to the poor, and love thy neighbour as thyself. And these words are well known, but who is there that practices them? Wherein the words are impotent and of none effect. To remedy which, many practice serving themselves by their labour, but in the Creator's service their practice is by prayers and confessions, words, 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 saying, it is not possible in the present condition of society to do these things. Did thy God limit thee, saying, do thou this in the present condition of society? The way was open for another condition, but you sought not to find it. You would not give thyself up to live in a brotherhood under the name of liberty, held fast in itself and these haunts, saying, I am willing to serve the Creator, but I will not sacrifice my liberty. And you sell yourself to yourself, which shall follow you into the Hayden kingdoms. Know, O man, that whoso would rise into my organic kingdoms in heaven shall first teach himself the lesson of liberty, which is to free himself from himself. He shall not say, I want this or must have that, or I cannot have self-abridged, or I will suffer no dictation. I say unto you, all such men are already in the bronze of lower spirits and lower heavens. But you shall say, Here I am, O Creator, thy servant, appropriate thou me whichever way I can do the most good unto others. Myself is no longer any consideration. That is, someone who has faith in the Father, a faithist. If an exalted man marry a woman beneath him, he can lift her up, and vice versa. Even so, it is the righteous man that weds the world and lives therein simulate will pull him down. But if the righteous man go to his fellows to a separate place and wed himself to the Creator in his ways, he shall be a righteous man indeed, and moreover he shall be a power to lift up the world. Shall not a bride live with her husband? And if they chose the Creator not live with him, I say unto you, if you do not live in a brotherhood on earth, you will not be able to find one in heaven. But you shall ignite yourself which is such that are incompatible with you, with whom thou shalt live equal in all things, wherein thou can do unto them that would be done by, and loving them as yourself, returning them good constantly, but willing to make any sacrifice of your own self-desires for the sake of founding Creator's kingdom on earth. Remember, you were born in the darkness of the world, and not the same as be the generations to come after thee, who see the light of his kingdoms. Even for them they are not unborn shall any sacrifice be, but in which shalt thou consider that it's the resurrection of others, and not for thyself. You are chosen of the Creator. For herein lies the key of all resurrections, which is to labour for others, to induce them to assimilate unto the Creator and with one another. The words of your God are not for the glory of any man under the sun, or for any angel in heaven, but for the Creator, who is sufficient unto his own creations, who has made a revelation sufficient since thousands of years, and have seen sacred books, most holy doctrines, and yet many that know these well come into the worlds as low spirits and as wandering spirits. You shall judge yourself. Your spirit is a manuscript in your own handwriting, and you are daily writing your grade and place of thy abode in heaven.